Topic time, where we talk about what you think about.
Okay, so emotional needs are feelings or conditions that help people feel happy, fulfilled, or at peace. They can include feeling safe, appreciated, or a part of a community. To understand emotional needs, one must actively pay attention to their own feelings and reactions in different situations, identifying what makes them feel fulfilled, safe, valued, or connected, while also recognizing when those needs are not being met, which can manifest as frustration, dissatisfaction, or a sense of emptiness. This involves self-reflection, honest self-assessment, and considering how your behaviors or interactions with others might be impacting your emotional state. To grow your emotional needs, focus on actively identifying and understanding your emotions, practicing empathy for others, setting healthy boundaries, communicating your needs clearly, and engaging in self-reflection to become more aware of your vulnerabilities and desires. This can involve journaling, like writing down stuff, mindful practices, and seeking therapy if needed. And so tonight on Topic Time, we are discussing understanding emotional needs and how to meet your partner's deepest desires. Okay, I'm going to be doing this with Nana Ehunterhun and Miss Philo. Okay.
Topic time.
All right. So, Miss Philo and Nana, once again, the trial is us. And so we are going to do it. All right. Our first question to start off our topic time will be, generally, what are the emotional needs of any person? Nana Ehunterhun, Miss Philo, or HKO. What is a person's emotional needs generally?
Generally, the needs of a person as a human being, as someone who breathes and who also have human feeling, the needs that entrace that, first of all, is safety and security.
Okay.
That's the first, the emotional needs, that feeling of your safety and your security.
All right, Miss Philo.
Mine is, as human as I am, for me, I want someone like who empathizes with me. Yes. Let me be a good listener.
Okay.
Give me that listening ear.
Tell I am your mom. You see, when you talk about the emotional needs of a human being, as he has already also said, you also need to make sure that there's something that we call them emotional intimacy. You get it? You have to also get that, like, it's something that we need within us.
Break that one down a little for me.
Intimacy.
It says intimacy. Emotional intimacy. That's what he said.
No, it's like you are feeling connected with someone.
Connection.
Yes. Intimacy and connection.
Like the way you'll be here, someone will bring a Toyota Corolla with registration number. Pick someone up. You know,
they have an emotional connection. Is it with the person or with the Toyota Corolla?
With the person.
Okay.
There are two living things.
But within the
Toyota
Corolla. Okay.
You get it?
Yes, I get it now. Okay. All right. That's well established. So then,
but you have to also know that you have to also get maintaining individuality and freedom within the relationship that you are in.
All right. So, in as much as you want safety and security, empathy, understanding, and all of that, you need to balance it with individuality. Don't become like your wife.
Yes.
You too don't become like your husband.
And freedom within. There should be freedom within.
Like you should be able to talk about.
No, was it? And you say, yeah, share your home, but walk off your woman show.
Okay.
You get it? So, Oba Koko Dam Persona, your light of crown, who know.
Nothing is not true.
It is true.
It is not.
You ask it.
It is not.
You ask it.
That.
You ask it.
When the Toyota Corolla,
good.
If the guy can see. Okay. Is it true?
Okay, one thing to
asking
you
a
should
question.
be appreciating.
You should be appreciating.
Yes. You should be appreciating.
So this, I think what both of you keep saying is leading us on to knowing the love language of your partner.
Partner, simple.
Right? It helps to then know how to emotionally deal with this person. So if you don't know that the emotional language of your partner is you saying encouraging words or nice things, complimenting him or her here and there,
making him feel recognized, like
begging him up, that sort of thing, and you think that it's not a big. Why should it be a big deal to say encouraging nice words?
It's good at this work. You can do it. You get that. You see, that's supportive.
But sometimes partners think that you are a grown man.
No, it's not like that.
You are a man. Why should I encourage you before doing exactly what you know you have to do?
Yes, but that is what they lack.
That's why they need that.
You see, because nowadays, as Africans as we are, you've grouped the internet to be googling things and that kind of thing, and listening to that. What's the name that you people have been watching?
Telenovela.
No, not phone. Yes, it's TikTok. Well, Obia Soria, Sebi, and Kwasha Sembiano will be on TikTok knocker without knowing anything about relationship. You get it? This thing is like when you are there, don't think that your husband is a grown man person. At times they need advice. And remember, you were once you get when a man normally listens to the advice of the wife without paying attention to the wife.
Explain.
A man normally listens to advice of his wife
without paying attention. Because it's now active, not follow what the wife says. I say, who said wife needed so. So you just listen to it without paying. So the wife think that make us a good from him. You just took my mind to something. Okay. I've had this back and forth with a friend of mine, and I think it makes you feel like if we understood our partners was like 10% and operated within that 10% space about doing or saying things that pleases them, a lot of conflict wouldn't actually exist in relationships.
That's one is true. I always say that there's something I say that whenever you want to whenever a woman, you want your husband to make you to look like a queen, treat your husband as a king.
That is vice versa.
No, it's vice versa. But whenever you want your husband to treat you, the woman, as a queen, you also have to treat your husband. Before your husband can treat you as a queen, you have to let your husband know that yes, you are the king. When it happens like that, you also be treated as a queen. And when you are treated as a queen, whatever you say becomes final.
That's why people sometimes think, otherwise you couldn't draw an answer. Is it by making him feel like as a king is being submissive like respecting him, giving him all the respect that he needs as a man, whether he has money or whether he's up or he's down. Do you get it? So like always you are there.
The youth of today or the ladies of today has forgotten that say, "Oko baby, when you're going out, then your friend calls you. Hey, let me ask permission from my husband." They think that they look down, their colleagues will look down upon them. But they don't know that they are equally showing respect or letting their colleagues, ladies, know that yes, you respect your husband. Oh, me kundi me kampo onkahe. Oh, me kumpo me ko outer onkahe. Though it's freedom, you have the freedom to do, but you have to know that whenever you are moving out from your house, you are leaving the home that you are in, and something happens to you, the first person, the first point of call from your family is your husband. Now, sometimes you can tell your wife not to go to a funeral. Your wife will tell you that, "Me mami wuye obaye, me mami wuye obaye. I don't know me need the abana me kwa was mami nko." The person came truly. By that time, you don't know, or you don't have the inner feeling of your husband. But when women want to, they have to go and seek permission from their husband before going to any place. They think that they are not their colleagues would see them to be of I don't know the word to use to describe them. I say, Oshonukuru. It's not that you are afraid of your husband.
Okay.
But sometimes too, it's not always the case. Sometimes too, I am also Fine.
That's also
is that respect.
Right. Let me ask both of you something. If a couple is such that this man has a very capable wife, and all she requires is you knowing her love language. For example, if it is about words, knowing how to encourage her in her space and being open and being a good listener for her and all of that. But somehow, you the man, you have grown to think that your wife is so strong and doesn't need those things from you. And that if you are saying them, it's as if you are creating this impression that she's weak and therefore can only function when you say those things to her. What advice do you have for this man and this woman to ensure that their relationship will stay cordial, loving, healthy? Because it's like, from the way I've put it, you think that what the woman needs is something very simple. But somehow the man doesn't know how to do it. Or he feels too big to do that for the wife.
I'll take this opportunity to ask you also a question.
Okay. But are you going to answer that?
I'll answer the question.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to a place and you see two people or two couples fighting, the first question you need to ask them, and rather than see, and I say, you ask them, what is the matter? This is how it is. When you go, these two couples that you are making reference to, maybe the husband for once has always been coaching the wife in one way or the other, but the wife continuously refused the coaching. To say, you are there with your wife, and then maybe your wife comes in with something. Then you say, oh, this thing, do it this way, do it that way. Then your wife bypass you. Now abami ho. Nana, sadi we me and be. Then maybe I give the same advice as you gave. Then he comes back to you as they were, you people are conversing, I said, this thing, I went to Nana and Nana said I should do it this way.
Okay.
How will you feel and how will you communicate back to your wife that in next time when you meet your words for her to move forward, how are you going to communicate it? These are some of the things that we don't know.
So if I am getting you, what you are implying is probably in the past,
good,
this woman hasn't really listened to the husband that much. But some way, somehow, they have gotten to this other level of the relationship where you need to hear a lot, see a lot of the man, and he's also living in the past.
Thinking that if I tell you anything,
you will probably go and ask inquire from another person before.
So it's more like
as intelligent as you are, as Henry, everybody knows. And then you are there with your wife. You people consult you for decisions on certain things. Then your wife comes and asks you something. Then you think that, yes, this is my wife. I need to do a thorough investigation of the thing. You spend the whole night doing research on the issue. We are the man. The following day, your wife comes back to you that I went to Kwekumenu. As we were discussing, I just told Kwekumenu, and Kwekumenu said I should put it in this manner. Maybe Kwekumenu's way of doing it could be the best. But your effort
was
not appreciated by the woman. So the following day or next time, when your wife comes back with an issue for which maybe at that issue you have the upper hand of solving it, how will you feel?
The urge will not.
You will not support, and you will not even encourage
the urge and the passion to even give off.
Because once upon
you see, that's the whole point of love at the end of the day too. Right? Love is all forgiving.
No, it's not about forgiving.
No, like whatever has happened,
let the bygone be bygone.
You still go ahead to
the thing is you are making reference that I should have an active listening ear for you as a wife, for you as a husband. If I'm having this active listening ear for you being my wife, and then at the end of the day, if I've just heard whatever you've said, and I want to give it back to you, a good response, and you take my response like I'm making noise in your ears.
And I said, it didn't sink well. It didn't sink well with you, so you want to consult someone else. You want to seek for another opinion to see. So it means maybe I said they make kind of Jimmy and then at the end of the day, that person gives you the same advice. The mistake is you shouldn't come back to tell your husband, say, "I saw kind of crime could be sad."
But you also say you shouldn't keep secret in relationship.
But see, but the moment you come back and tell him that, now Nipano somehow the same advice, no, and I said the same way idea, no. In fact, he'll feel something, but probably in front of you, he will pretend, oh okay, he'll just smile. You see that potential smile, he'll just put it up like that. But next time when you need him, it's either he will pretend as if say what's the will be son or no, until and he's too busy for that.
Let me give you a typical example. During this election, that's 2024 election, my team and I did a survey in one of these members of parliament or the MP, and I told someone that, please, the truth of the matter is that your member of parliament is losing the relationship.
The election.
The election. The election. Then this also Dabi give all the details. I said Dabi can't be possible. Okay, fine. your opponent just came to me that, okay, now I want you to do a research for me how you are going to win power or you are going to win the election. The same team went round. They just, they do not even bother themselves. They just gave hand over your research reports to them to just have a study of it. And they appreciated that effort. So if tomorrow, by way of one way or the other, you just
let your person come back.
You lose your election, you lose the election, and then you are feeling bad that you lost the election because you know that your husband or your wife is in the position to have let you win the election. How will you feel as a husband or as a wife when it happens like that?
I think the Nabans can answer that, right? Now, did you hear that? Hello? Hello, Nabans. Can you hear me? Okay. Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Okay, listeners, you're listening to the Orange Lounge. We are on topic time for tonight. We are looking at how to understand the emotional needs of your partner and ensure that you are growing right in it. Okay, Nalabas, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, great. Thank you for joining us. Nana is here, Miss Philo is here as well. So far, we've gone a bit forward with our discussion on understanding emotional needs. All right, so what practical means can one use to meet a partner's deepest desire?
What practical means can one get to know a partner's desires?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Good evening to Nana and also Philo. Of course, it's. I mean, as partners as we are, as couples as we are, we all have aside our common goal, we have our individual desires, we have our individual goals, we have our individual needs as well. It's so important that we communicate these desires, we communicate these needs to our partners. When it's not well communicated, of course, as a partner, you need to put in the effort, need to put in the measures to be able to identify some of these desires and to be able to provide the necessary, support, to your partner for the partner to be able to achieve, say desires. So I believe one practical way to that is through communication. As partners, as I said earlier, we have our common goal that we both want to achieve as partners. So we have a common goal with our personal, desires, our personal needs. It's also important. It's also important that as partners we get to know of the desires of our partners in order to provide the support. So I believe one way together is through communicating, and another way is through observation as well. Aside the communication, when the person is going to communicate to you, sometimes the person will not be open to, but then when
looks like our line is terrible. I'm going to try and call you back, then we'll pick it up from there. Okay, so Miss Philo, you take it up. Let's try and get the number.
Okay, so just when Nana was saying, like if the person has like the research kind of a scenario that he made, no, in such instances, when it happens in the marriage now, you see, you let the person feel bad. It's more like all his efforts that he puts, no, you didn't appreciate it. And this is where we talk about appreciation. You need to appreciate the person. So next time when you need my support, do you expect me to give it to you? I'm not being a bad person though, but like when it happens,
yes, we are looking at any practical means that we can use to meet our partner's deepest desires. Is that what you're talking about?
Okay, so one of the things that for me, I can use to meet, I didn't say for me, we can use to.
Nana, can you hear us now? Okay, it's much better now.
So like being a listener, a good listener, you see, you need to be very practically, like practice that thing with him. Be very good listener. So listen to us. Listen. That is why I said whatever that we are saying, we just want you to listen. You see, when you do that, you don't know how we feel.
How do you feel?
We feel like, Charlie, this man loves me, like, hey, look who dear, hey, my partner, wait, dear, do you get it? But if you bring it up and you try to, make it look as if say a pekasa, that one, the person, like, we get it. So you just listen to us. That is why God created us. You people were there for us. Whatever you want to say, listen to us. Then now when you finish, you bring out the best out of it, the good ones, and then you trash the ones you think it wasn't necessary.
Okay.
But like if you try shutting us down, that one, dear, no. When it's happened, you are not making me happy or us happy. Do you get it?
Okay. So at this point, I also throw in this here. My wife sent me a video. I think it was of Uncle White or so, and he was saying that men should also learn to make full disclosure. We should also learn to tell stories in full. Some remember also a half handed, right? So that as long storytellers as women are, if we can do like half 30% or 40% of how they are able to do their stories, we'll be making a headway.
Sure.
Right?
No, yes, it is true though, but men were not born
to talk plenty.
How many men?
If men were not born to do that, how come there are many men who are preachers, many men who are sports commentators? Because these things involve a lot of talk. Teachers.
That one, it's professional.
Those things, yeah.
But when it comes to the intimate relationship,
so a normal man will not talk plenty.
When you come in a relationship.
So wait, what are you people trying to say?
I'm not to cut it. Let me.
Are you trying to say that if a man talks too much, he is what?
Yes, you know that sometimes if you're a man and you talk too much, a man will emotion. They feel like if you talk plenty, you brag.
Yes,
and I'm bragging.
For me, in a relationship, I think it depends on the partners. Partners who are so into the relationship, they are the ones that talk more. Whether that they talk more because they are so into it. If of a partner, the partner is not into the relationship. Now you will be maybe ask other things elsewhere, maybe ask other partners elsewhere. Another one will be complaining, the other will be talking, the other will come to the explaining because he or she is more into it. The other one is not that into it.
Okay.
That is one scenario that you get the one partner talking more. Aside our usual men create and women create, whereby the women talk more. It depends on the scenario that it when one partner is more into it. For example, assuming I am more into it, if I meet a partner, my girl is like, I'm the one who, it's more than you compete, more than you talk, more than you try to explain yourself. You want to do more. And I think that is one scenario that you can use to judge in terms of the one who talk more.
Okay.
So the person, if I get Nana Bansa, it means the person who doesn't talk is not into the relationship.
Most likely.
No, it's not.
It's true because you know that they are not into it. They want to oversee.
Isn't it dicey here?
What if the person is young Konkwa, like
everything goes?
What Nana Bass is saying that I disagree with him is that normally, not because the person is not into the relationship, men naturally always has the family on their head, on their shoulder, thinking about what they are going to eat the following day, have a lot of things to think of. Remember, there was one research that says that men normally, when they go to the washroom and they are sitting on the closet, that's when they normally think, because at that place there's no disturbance from the kids, from the wife. There's nothing. That's where normally most men do their planning.
We call it the second office.
Okay, I don't know whether
I call it the second office.
Whenever in the relationship, when it gets to a time that there are a lot of talking, there are a lot of when the one partner likes talking, it's not like because the other partner is not into the relationship. No, the other partner is into it, but it's like at that particular point in time, whatever you are saying may not be having any material thing that will benefit the man in particular. Like assuming that you've come and then we are all discussing about what activity happened at the office. We all bring the contribution. When it gets to a time, you see that the man is no more talking, but the communication is coming from the woman's side, because the woman will narrate every bit of thing that happened at the office.
Detail. She gives details.
But whereas the man is interested in just summarizing it and just be listening to whatever you are saying. So when you think that it's necessary for me to reply or to say something, the man will come out, why didn't you do it in this manner?
Yeah, but that's why this man is saying that women are the same way they are enthusiastic in sharing their story. That's how they want men to also tell them their stories too.
But I don't. Let me chip in. I don't know. Sometimes I also I sit and I ask myself so many questions. Why are some men like that? Papa. Meanwhile, you want detail. The question you pose, you want detailed answer. But the man surface. I don't know whether you understand me.
I understand.
So if it were to be me, I'll give you details. So why do you men do that?
Because you people speak 50,000 words a day. We do 25.
No, but sometimes with the question, there's some questions
if the man has finished his 25,000, there's no way.
Listen,
he's going to get
what she's asking, when you ask a question, you want details. The details that the person can give it to you sometimes may hurt you. Sometimes that you think that details will not even help you. Because before you start giving your analysis or whatever.
Are you saying that men are good in censoring?
Oh, men are very good. They know words that if I use it may hurt you and you will not even have your day will be ruined.
And probably the question the person thinks side chick being will be sound detail or more detailed answer you find out.
No, it's not about side chick. Like let's
what if it's about side chick?
Oh, side chick is one of the best things. I'm in for polygamy thing, so that one there, because going for side chick is better for you to get a second wife. So that one it is normal. Whenever you ask a question that you want details, some of the questions, every man who gives details of his daily activity. For women, my grandfather once said that whenever you try to give your details plan or your detailed plan to a woman, start preparing your death warrant or start signing your will, because you don't know whenever you have a slightest confrontation or a slightest misunderstanding with your wife, if you are not careful, that detailed thing that you just said was something that your wife may use against you. But how many men do use words from their wife against them?
It'll be hard to count.
You get it? So it's like that makes a man not to talk too much. Eji say one man papa baku. Like say area will be pejano. One man the kitchen stool style, like the way my sister really loves it. With their man.
Okay.
We will say it's just the man will start be talking.
All right.
Without knowing
let's make progress. Let's make progress. So the three of you, in which ways are we inhibited by being emotionally available for our partners, and how do we overcome them? So what stops us, what within us or outside us stops us from being emotionally available when your partner needs you? And how do we deal with some of those things and
like
become
you go
better?
off when the person
like she's down and yet you are just there. You don't even have a clue what to say or what to do, what to bring to him or her to initiate some level of emotional comfort. You just don't have any idea how to go about it. What within us or in our environment gets us to become like that, or makes us so that we are not emotionally intelligent enough to, may use a big word, decipher what the person is feeling at that point, so that this intelligence informs you that, hey, this is what I need to do.
Right.
This is what I need to do at this moment to bring her around again.
Why did you use her, but not him?
Because I am a man and I am speaking in that vein.
Okay.
I think it's because we are not emotionally intelligent. It's something that we haven't given it much thought. It's something that we haven't given it much attention. Thankfully today, most of the curriculum is added emotional intelligence to it, because it's something that is so important today. And in every way, in every relationship, every marriage, it's so important that as partners, we learn to understand emotions. When we do that, then we'll be able to analyze, be able to ask, be able to evaluate, be able to manage our emotions and to be able to handle that of our partners very well. When we are on top of that game, then we'll be able to properly assess the emotional status of your partner. To know the kind of, how do you call it, solutions, the way to go about it. Because today, everybody today has a level of emotions in them. And in relationships, it does, because you encounter issues that emotionally affect us. Alright? So it's so important that we getting this thing very well to be able to handle it well in our relationship. And I think when it is done properly, it's done well. Then you realize that both partners will have that, their emotions will be well managed, if I should put it that way. Because understanding begins, then we can manage it also very well.
Okay. No.
Yeah, I would think about, I would say that depends on the communication style you have with a person.
Okay.
Because sometimes when the person is emotionally down, it's about the way the two of you have your communication. I say when you get to the house, you always sit at your computer or you sit at the TV watching it. So the day you are down, you will still be sitting at where you watch your TV, unless you go and sleep. If you go and sleep before your partner will come, why is it that she's sleeping at this time or he's sleeping at this time? So then realizing it, and if you start talking, the partner, either the man or the woman should have a good listening ear to you. listen to whatever you are saying, listen to the emotional trauma you are in. Then, idea, where I say, oh, whatever problem it is, when you have it and you also don't do corrections and decide to say something that will also let the person be down, that will be a bad sign.
Okay.
So when you have a good communication skills, and then moreover have a good listening ear, the listening ear is what sometimes we lack, because when you say listening, the person will just say we are no sorry. So you've already listened, but you have not paid attention to the person. But when you have a good listening ear, you have a back communication, you have a back response to the person.
How do you show to the person that you are actively listening? Like, is it posture? Is
One, it's not about posture or whatever. I call it like, yes, it's a ukasa. I normally like to use the tree in some of the expression. Yes, it's a ukasa. Na say obi ejeje ho a na makasa ne yede. You get it? So whenever you are communicating, then the person is giving to you, like making, or the person is down.
Okay, I see.
Oh, the man.
Okay.
The man has a misia. Oh, is that so? So the person knows that no, the guy is listening to me, and you just be bringing out all the details that you need so that you can equally assist. Because when someone is down, and that's where normally it leads to what we refer to depression. So when someone is down and you have a good listening ear, that's where you say that, oh, is that so? Then what happened? So did you inform your boss?
Everything will be fine.
Oh, so he just be aware that someone is listening to me.
I have someone who supports, who believes in me, who cares.
You know,
about
whatever happens at the office, the only person when you go home they think into Kofi catch our year.
And I catch ukuna.
And I catch ukuna. What you carden? Ukuna carden. What is the response?
Okay. Finally, I want to know this one. How do we grow emotionally? Number one, and that growth, how do we measure it? Between you and your partner, are you going to do the measurement, vice versa? How do you first of all realize that you are growing emotionally?
Like you see, sometimes like your reaction towards certain things, towards each other.
You have just 1 minute remaining. You can dial stop.
Go on.
Like the way you address issues before, it wouldn't be like before, because day in and day out you've grown. You've come to understand him. He's also come to understand you. Do you get it? So, and he knows your body language. If you're quiet, what it means. If he's too much happy, then what it means. So like if you understand now, there is that understanding between the two of you. Formerly you were growing, so you didn't know each other that much. But now you have matured into it. So now you know each other's body languages and love languages. So communicative language. So when the other person is down, the way first you used to address issue, it wouldn't be the same as now.
Okay.
Do you get it? How you address issue when you realize the other party is down, when there is something and he or she complains about it, how you react. Now you wouldn't react that way because you have matured. Oh, if I react that way, it hurts, or he or she gets it. So now let me do it this way. So you find a way around and you do it. So how you do things formerly wouldn't be the same as now.
That is where sometimes some partners make it seem like you don't care anymore. The fact that you are growing at this time, and so you are controlling yourself emotionally, how you feel or how your reaction was towards some things some months or years ago Now, because you are not giving off the same kind of reaction or energy, they assume that you don't care. Something has come to occupy you. Then the assumptions play into the whole scenario, right? I don't know. Is it like then at this point, the man or this woman will have to then be explaining themselves that, look, I'm working on myself. This is where I am with it.
Yes. I think when that communication comes in, the person will know that no, now we are all we've all grown at this stage. We've worked on ourselves, how we were addressing issues formally. Now we are not going to do that. I'm working on myself. If it's my temper of how I probably speak or my tone, the tone in which I used to speak, even if I'm not angry, but you think that makes you think I'm angry, I'm working on it. I have worked on it. So now the response wouldn't be like it used to.
Okay.
Some years ago, some months ago. Do you get it?
Yes.
So like it, I think when you communicate it will be better. Now the person wouldn't feel like you don't care anymore.
Because that thing happens a lot.
Oh, sure.
This thing that you are just saying, I mean, let me have some memory. Previously, when I come to the house and I realize that something that was supposed to be done is not done, the eldest is what I accuse first. And I realized that it was something that was not, my wife was not comfortable with it. Because he thinks that if the child or the youngest one is the one who did it, why should you even accuse the eldest? But in other thoughts, I said, so far as you are there and it has happened and I've come to witness, you are the eldest among them. So I should rather accuse you so that next time you make sure that that thing is being done. So when I realized that she was not comfortable with it, I decided to also change. When I come and I see it, either it's a younger one, or if I come and then the younger one does it, then I respond to it. And I realized that she was okay with that. But I said, if that's the case, that means that you are not letting the elders to be having responsibilities.
Yeah.
Because if maybe let's assume that it's bowl washing and you finish eating, then instead of the young one to wash the bowl, you the eldest and the young one, all of you are watching television. So if I come, who should I bring?
It's the oldest, definitely.
It's the eldest. That you know that the younger one should watch the bowl and you are helping the younger one to watch television, so go and watch the bowl.
Probably your wife was also coming from the point of view that this young one also has to know that there is a responsibility
to also
do A, B, C around the house.
So when I realized that she was not comfortable with it, I just decided
to change the language.
I changed the language. Either I keep mute when I come and I realize, because differ from where each one of us is coming from. So I keep mute, and she also realized that now I'm not talking about it.
And has she confront you again? Like, has she asked you why now you don't?
So now there's a change, because you sit all of them down, including her. This is your responsibilities. If I come and it's not done, I'm going to hold you responsible. This one, if she's not doing it, if you realize that she's supposed to do it, she's not doing it, also make sure that she has done it. Because if she doesn't done, she refuses it, just do justice by disciplining him or her. And all of us are moving ahead. And all this thing boils down back to communication.
Sure.
It's about how you communicate and how you see the communication going. Because to see that you've worked on our emotion is when you realize that these things were something that were going on. Now this guy is changing to a good direction of yours. But when it's something that is changing to a bad direction of yours, it's communication to prompt the person that no, this direction you are going, I think is not going well for the family.
All right. So, from what I've got from all of you, open communication and effective communication is fundamental to understanding the emotions of your partner. And I'll leave you with a few things on how to meet emotional needs. Number one, get enough sleep. Somebody was asking, who said we should be sleeping 8 hours and that we should eat 3 times a day? Who initiated those things? But that's for another day. So number one, get enough sleep. 2, exercise regularly. 3, build a social support network. Don't think that your partner is the only help you can find. There are things your friends, family members and others can do for you that your partner in a million years can never do for you.
Hey, sir.
Yes.
Like,
if your partner is not a good listener and you have a friend...
Yes. What if the person comes around?
Well, as people are on phone will be. And people are not... See, the willingness to learn is key. Some people just no, they are just.
What if this person also didn't know that he is not a good listener? So by you prompting him, or her, he realized that this particular thing.
Are you trying to justify that you are able to find all that you want?
It's not all that, but you said in a million. You cannot do in a million. I know. Okay, I understand.
And then set priorities. Okay. That also helps you to meet your emotional needs. Show compassion for yourself. I'm guilty of this one. When I'm wrong or when something doesn't go right or as planned, I don't handle it very well. And it's one area that I need to grow and grow better in. I have to show myself
self-love.
As for self-love, I have, but yes, that is very hard for me to do because I can't understand why. Perhaps you have done this rightly before, but this time around you are getting it wrong. It doesn't put me in a good state of mind. Next one will be schedule regular times of relaxing activities. Ghana for we don't know how to do this. We don't even have that
24/7
on our schedules at all. We don't. Seek help, and there is help around us a lot. If you listen to a radio show like this, you will pick a thing or two. If you listen to an elder, a reasonable elder out there, you are likely to find something. If you need to see a professional or a counselor like Nana, it will help. Lastly, ask for what you need using assertive communication. Okay? Tell it like you want it to be done for you. And don't let people bring in their thoughts into the pattern of thought you want to put across. Be strong enough in what you want to communicate so that what you want is exactly what you get out of what you're asking. Okay, so at this moment I'd like to say thank you for your listenership on Topic Time. Many thanks to Nana Huntehun, Miss Philo and Nana Banks who join us on the line. Coming up shortly, it will be Nana's Dilemma.